I dropped a video yesterday, and the video specifically was highlighting how I am no longer going to be highlighting the money. And when I say highlighting the money, I'm talking about me personally as far as showing the money. And let me tell you why that's important. Initially, I felt it was necessary, and especially considering what we've dealt with as communities. And I'm not just talking about the black community, I'm talking about communities as a whole. With what we've dealt with as a community, um, there's too many people that was finessing you. You got these PPP loan kings. You got a lot of people that don't have your best interests at heart, and just leadership in a general sense, right? And I think that I don't necessarily consider myself like the king of kings as far as leadership, right? But we have a responsibility as content creators, as people with visible platforms, as people with a following, so to speak, to be responsible for what it is that we tell people. And I believe in minding your business. And minding your business is a concept in which people need, if it's good enough for me to tell people to do, then I should be able to show the results also, right? Like I should be doing it first. I should show you the results from it. And then that is where the responsibility lies as far as us as individuals and content creators. And it's not just about getting a following. It's not just about Instagram. It's not just about YouTube. It's not just about TikTok or all these other platforms. It's about us also having a level of responsibility that comes along with being leaders. And I think that one of the reasons why I always say that black culture is trash, or the things that we celebrate most about it, in which we are going to get into that today as far as hip hop, DJ Academics, LL Cool J, because it all comes back to the money. But one of the reasons why I always say that is that the people that we celebrate the most are often the worst for us. And sometimes it's all smoke and mirrors, and it's not even hidden well, right? And you can see that with your local rappers. A lot of these dudes, to be honest with you, are broke. And I'm not talking about obviously the big ones. I'm not talking about the Jay-Z's. I'm not talking about Dr. Dre's. I'm not even talking about the Drakes. I'm talking about a lot of these local dudes and these local rappers. They was doing verses for $250 and $500 a piece, which is nothing wrong with that, right? But a lot of them have largely sold you on this idea that they doing more than they really is, right? And so, like, there was even a interview, and I think it was Moneybag Yo with Angie Martinez, and he was basically saying, "Yo, I was wearing all fake jewelry because I had to fake it until I make it." And I'm like, "Yo, what are we doing, right?" A lot of these pastors and these churches, and it's more than just the money; it's just what it is that you represent. A lot of these pastors and these churches and things like that, right? Um, how can you preach the word of God when you're not living the word of God? And again, I don't designate myself as anything. So I don't feel as though I have a responsibility to do anything other than give you my life experience. And that's the basis and the foundation behind what it is that I do. And so a lot of what you've seen from me, especially in recent years, but more importantly, for the entirety of what it is that I've been doing on YouTube, is showing you what my life is like. I've shown you my life. I've given you my life as far as, you know, what it's like to be married and the losses and the wins and building different businesses and exploration and the problems and the issues that came along with living a certain type of lifestyle and all of that other type of stuff. But more importantly, what the money looks like, right? And, you know, I understand that even a lot of times for an extended period of time, not only is it important to show you, right? But you got to put the medicine in the candy also, right? So it was a multi-level approach, and that not only was I going to substantiate who I was, not only by showing you and giving you the good information, because I don't want you to just take information from anybody, but me showing my lifestyle and living my life that way for the past, I don't know, 7, 8, 9, 10 years or whatever like that. I've done what I needed to do as far as visibility. I don't believe that I have to do anything more as far as showing what it is that I have in order to substantiate what it is that I do. Right? You've seen my bank accounts. For those of you that's in the Patreon, y'all have seen my W-2s. Y'all have seen my brokerage accounts. I've shown people at live meetups. Shout out to my people that just was in Detroit. We got a new thing coming over in Miami for New Year's, but I've shown people um, my rental properties. I've shown them my businesses. I've shown y'all my bank accounts. I've shown y'all my brokerage accounts. I've shown y'all a lot of different things, right? I don't believe that I need to do that anymore. I think that that era of my life is over. Now, that doesn't mean that I'm gonna go and sell my watches or get rid of my cars and stuff like that. But what it does mean is that I don't need to lead with that. All I have to do is just live my life. Now, you're gonna see it, and it is what it is. But me giving you the game, I think that majority of you are past needing to see that from me in order to be able to take the insight and information that I'm giving you. All right. And it's not safe. It's not safe. I've thought long and hard about the lifestyle that I lived, and I've even considered getting rid of a lot of what I have just to make sure that my family, and it's not even about me, right? It's about the people that I surround myself with, that my family is safe. And I'm tired of evaluating the possibility of having to change my address every couple years and things like that just to make sure that I'm not getting caught up in none of this foolishness or nonsense. That's crazy. Nobody should have to live like that. So, I'm going to do the thing that I think is mature and evolutionary as far as continuing to move the needle forward, continuing to create that great content. And then I'm just going to live my life, right? Like, I'm going to go and I'm going to enjoy the games and I'm going to be at the floor, on the floor seats, at the arenas and stuff like that. And I'm going to buy my cars when I feel like I want to have a new car or whatever like that. But I don't believe that I have to show that or highlight it. You'll see how I live my life just based off of how I pour into you. And I think that it was necessary at the time, but I think that it's also necessary to grow because my audience is growing with me. And I think that they deserve, a better view or to see the maturity and the growth and what it is that I'm doing, because that's my brand. My brand is continue to evolve, but just bring you along with me. And I don't think that I have to lead with that or show that in order to make sure that you guys are getting everything that you need in order to be successful. So I just wanted to touch on that really quickly and give y'all a little bit of clarification of why I'm moving the way I'm moving. It's multi-level, right? It's safety issues, it's maturity, it's evolution, and it's just focusing more on continuing to or evaluating how I can continue to pour into you guys effectively. So you're gonna see it. Like I don't have to talk about it as much. Sometimes I might talk my talk because you know how I do it. But more importantly, I don't think it's necessary for me to throw it in your face as much. A lot of it was like, it was funny to me. It's kind of like a form of trolling. It's like trolling the trolls, right? But I don't think that that's necessary in order for us to continue to do what we do and build. So I appreciate you guys for continuing to give me your insight because I listen to you and I pay attention to what you guys say. And I think that it's important for me to continue to grow because you guys pour into me with your feedback just as much as I pour into you with my information. All right. So make sure you hit a like for the YouTube algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and then turn on your notifications. And again, link to the Patreon is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat.